Hello, Leo. Ashley here. We're going to do your reading for the week of February 7th. So we're looking at last week, this week, and next week, just to kind of get a feel for what's going on around you at this time. We're going to pull some tarot and go from there. It's kind of interesting. We got 30, 32, 33. So it could be seeing a lot of threes at this time. I just noticed that. We're going to pull some tarot and clarify and try and narrow down the story for you. Obviously, you can kind of flip and reverse the energies if you feel like, for example, if a romantic partner shows up in this reading, you may feel like the energies are reversed, right? Or if you're cross-watching. Also, your love bonus for Venus having moved direct is out, so I will link that at the end of this video. So Leo, what is going on? We have the World. You've definitely had some sort of completion here, and I feel like you've had a lot of growth as a result of it. We have the Six of Wands and the Devil. Ah, okay. The Fool. Yep, look at that. World, the Fool. So end of one cycle, starting a new one. We have the Three of Swords and the King of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Seven of Swords. I do feel like there's maybe been there's definitely been a cycle completion here for you, but I do feel like perhaps there's been a little hesitancy to take a leap of faith here, to go after this new beginning, whatever it may be. Could be dealing with an Aries, a Pisces. We also have Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo showing up here. I do feel like you could easily step into overthinking here in the next little bit. So we're going to look in and see what's going on about that. We've got the Six of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Ten of Swords, the Emperor, the Queen of Cups, the Star, the Moon, Three of Cups. So I feel like you've been sitting in some independent energy. There could have been an ending here that happened, a little bit of drama, right? But we got Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Like, definitely sitting in this strong energy here of being financially independent, emotionally independent, you know, out there having fun, doing your own thing, doing stuff that you want to do when you want to do it, kind of thing. I also feel like it's been this nice boost to your confidence here, I want to say. Just kind of getting out there and socializing, it feels like. Now we have this Four of Wands, Three of Cups, the Moon, the Star, and the Queen of Cups. So I do feel like there's a potential, like, union or reconciliation here with someone. But there's a lot of mystery around this. It's like, is this the destiny? Could this happen? I do feel like there's a strong intuitive connection here with someone. And there was clearly a previous ending with this person, I feel. Now, I think the question here is whether or not there can be a reconciliation or a new beginning. Whether or not you want to give your energy to that, right? This could also be someone new showing up here, potentially a Gemini, and deciding what to give your energy to. And that could be this new start that you might be a little hesitant to really jump into. Now, I do feel like with this, in the past week, we've got this shining through energy. And to me, this feels like that Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles I was talking about. Like really getting your confidence back, standing on your own, really being you. Shining through whether people like it or not, right? It's just kind of getting your feet back underneath you and being yourself here. warts and all, right? I feel like you've kind of accepted the positive and challenging aspects of yourself, and you're just kind of ready to, I want to say, close out a cycle in the past where that was something that you were ashamed of. Like, I think you've kind of been like, you know, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to be proud of who I am, and maybe I'll work on the parts of me that need work, but I'm not going to hide them, or I'm not going to be ashamed of them, kind of thing. Could very well be that you've had a big cycle close out here. This could be a strong lesson that has completed here. And you're kind of ready to take this new, bright leap of faith to have a new cycle begin here. But I'm curious about this Hanged Man, like, because this is like hesitating, perhaps. Let's see. With the World, we have the Knight of Swords and the Four of Swords. With the Fool, am I shaking the camera there? I feel like I touched the table and kind of shaking the camera. We have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Hanged Man. We have the Queen of Wands. To me, that's your energy there, Leo. And the Lovers. So I do feel like there's probably an ending in the past. It could have been kind of a dramatic slamming of the door, is what I want to say. With that Knight of Swords showing up, something came in quick. And it feels like perhaps there's been silence, radio silence ever since. And it also feels to me like something closed out here. You know, I'm actually not feeling like a ton of healing energy for that. Like, perhaps there's been silence because there's been some healing that needed to happen, but I also kind of get this feeling like perhaps one or both of you was waiting for someone else to break the silence. But it does feel like some sort of, may have been an argument showed up and things came to a quick ending here with someone or with a situation. Now with the Fool, we got the Page of Cups and the Knight of Wands. It does feel like there's a desire to go out there and enjoy this fiery energy here. Like really step into that fire energy, Leo, and just really enjoy passion and fun and kind of a carefree energy here. It's almost like not wanting to deal with overly heavy responsibilities. Like perhaps that's something that was heavy in the past and you're just ready to have a little bit of time to have fun and be silly and not have a whole lot of things that tie you down, right? At the same time, there's a connection here, and I feel like this is where that pause is. It's like you can start this new beginning, but I think what's causing some hesitancy here is there's a strong connection here that I feel like has a lot of attraction to it. Very strong connection, and it could be with a Pisces, another Leo, or a Gemini here. But I feel like that's maybe what's keeping you from going off on this like independent adventure here to just go out there and play the field or do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it and not have to answer to anybody, you know? It's like you're trying to decide if you want to give your energy to this connection because it is showing up here right now. And perhaps that feels like an inconvenient time for you. But I do feel like this is giving you pause. It's like you're trying to decide what you want to do here. You're trying to decide if you want to give your energy to this connection, right? Like, do I want to, put any effort towards this because it's here now and it might not be there later, right? It's kind of like the feel I get there. Now in the present moment, we have the here and now card, but it's showing up in the reverse. So it does feel like there could be a lot of nostalgia going on here. You could be thinking about the future, thinking about the past, kind of reflecting, right? And perhaps, I mean, that kind of comes with a warning, right? It's like if you spend too much time thinking about the past and thinking about the far future, you kind of miss out on what's going on right now, right? So while it's sometimes helpful to look into the past and try and maybe see things from a different perspective, it can be that you kind of go into the past and start thinking about all the ways that it didn't work, or you can kind of talk yourself out of something by trying to apply past situations to current situations, right? So keep an eye on that. We have the Six of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. It kind of feels like to me, it's like, I just want to go out there and be me, be recognized for why I'm awesome, instead of being held down by anything solid here. I do feel like you've probably dealt with some heartbreak in the past, and that could be the energy you're trying to escape. It's like I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to have this, again, this feeling of like, I don't want to have this ball and chain. I don't want to have this responsibility. I just want to be free for a while. But there is an Ace of Pentacles here. It's like there's a potential new solid beginning here. But from what I can see moving forward, you might just think your way right out of this. So heads up on that. We get a little too in our mental body, worrying about control, you know, it could mess a good thing up. Let's see. Six of Wands. Why is that here? Four of Pentacles. And the Star. Interesting. I'm going to clarify the rest real quick. Three of Swords. We have the Page of Swords. Yeah, thinking about the past there. Like, oh, this heartbreak that I've been through. And I just want to have a new beginning and not deal with it. Ace of Pentacles. I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I want to give this my energy. Yeah. I do feel like the thing that kind of is interesting here, we've got this Four of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Star card. I want to get a little bit more there. Yeah, we're a little guarded here about a new beginning because, you know, perhaps there was a lack of recognition in the past. Perhaps you've kind of been through, I want to say you've been through a little bit of a battle here, and you just want to enjoy the relief of not being in that battle anymore. I also feel like perhaps there was, I'm going to say for either you or the person you were dealing with, and it could very well be both, so consider that, it was like there was a lack of recognition going on here for what this connection was in the past, if you're dealing with a past connection. And this could also be about the future here. So it's like this avoidance of recognizing what something could be in the future because we're too busy thinking about things that didn't work in the past. So to me, it feels like there's some shadow coming up here. There could be some sabotage going on here. So just heads up on that, Leo. I mean, obviously, if you decide you don't want to connect in with this, whoever this person is for you, this soulmate connection, because you just want to fly free right now, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer there. But just make sure it's not because you're not looking at this clearly. You're not like doing this out of self-sabotage, because it does feel like a strong connection. So here in the future position, we have logic. And so I feel like what you're telling yourself is, instead of getting into your heart space, you really need to think logically about this. Like you're avoiding, it's almost like an avoidance of commitment here. Is what it feels like. Devil, the King of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Fear of commitment here, perhaps showing up. But again, there's strong self-sabotage here with the Devil and the Seven of Swords. So heads up on that, you know, we can think ourselves into any outcome we need to, no matter, I mean, we tell ourselves any story, right? Now, obviously, it looks to me like you want to avoid something that's controlling and toxic, of course. Like, nobody wants that, but I do feel like there could be a little bit of overthinking going on. Let's see. Especially with that now and here and now in the reverse, which means you're not in the present moment. You're letting your mind kind of go off into the future and into the past, and maybe you're not seeing things totally clearly right here and now. With the Devil, we have the Devil. And the Four of Wands. Look, fear of commitment. With the King of Pentacles. Now this could be the person that you're dealing with here, right? It could be. But I really feel like this is probably you, Leo. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this whole center row here for this week, I mean, this is your reading. And it's showing me that you just don't want to take a risk. You don't want to risk your heart here. And so you're like, I probably don't want that. I don't want that. Oh my gosh. King of Pentacles gets the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. So there could very well be someone here trying to make an offer of commitment, and it's just coming up as a big fat fear here for you, or could be dealing with a Taurus here. But I almost feel like you might try and friend zone somebody to avoid this. Oh, look at that. Seven of Swords, we get the Ace of Swords. And the Eight of Wands. It could very well be that there's a fear of speaking the truth here. Let's get more there. Death card. Nine of Cups. And the Queen of Swords. Well, for some of you, it feels like perhaps there's this not wanting to let the party end here. We saw that Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and again, this very free, independent energy, not wanting to release that. And here's the thing. Here's why it's showing up next to the Seven of Swords. Because you can still be independent emotionally and financially. You don't have to give that up. That's the story you're telling yourself, that if you commit to someone, that means no more fun. Now, in some relationships, that is the case, if you allow that, right? So I feel like that's what's really showing up here. You need to understand that just because you enter into a commitment or a relationship with someone doesn't mean the party's over. And I think that it's really unfortunate that our society tends to paint that picture, right? And that's kind of been like a societal expectation over however long, right? It's like you get with someone, you marry them, and everyone's lives end. And I think that we do that to ourselves. But for these cards to show up here together, I feel like that's what this message is. It's like you don't want the independence to end. You don't want to have to rely on someone else, perhaps because your heart would be at risk here. But ultimately, just because you commit to someone doesn't mean you have to enter into codependency. it can be two independent people that spend time together and are willing to support one another. It doesn't mean, you know what I mean? So it does seem like some fears are showing up here. Fear of commitment, for sure. So if you overthink the hell out of it, it's going to come into fruition and you will avoid this connection. That's a very real possibility here. If you let the devil take control, those fears, they will. I hope that was helpful, Leo, and I hope to see you in the next one. Good luck, and I appreciate you being here. Bye.